Welcome to Health Students Watching. In our lesson today, we're beginning with review. So we have our girls team against our boys team, tic-tac-toe. Girls is yellow, boys is orange. Our scorekeepers, Kaden for the boys team and Una for the girls team, are working to put 3 stars in a row to be able to help score some points for each team. Students watching, keep track of your points as well. First 2 to the middle, face the audience, and our first question. You should not eat food that has been left out for longer than how many hours?
2 hours.
Boys have it. Next 2. What live and multiply at room temperature?
Germs.
Boys. Next 2. Tell me one way that sickness can spread.
Touching.
Girls wear hair faster. Both of you are correct. Next 2. How long should you wash your hands for?
20 minutes.
Girls wear hair faster. Next 2. Where should meat be stored?
Refrigerator.
Boys have it. Next 2. What should you do to fruits and vegetables before eating them?
Wash them.
Tie new question. What do fruits and vegetables lose the longer you store them?
Vitamins.
Boys. Next 2. What word means to identify a type of illness? Students watching? Diagnose. No points here. Next 2. Tell me one specific type of germ that causes illness.
Virus.
Girls have it. Next 2. Tell me the name of the lady who began the modern nursing profession.
Florence Nightingale.
Yes, boys have it. Next 2. Tell me one specific area that Florence Nightingale helped people realize would prevent illness.
A hospital.
No, students watching. It would be keeping things clean. No points. Next 2. How often should you shower in hot weather?
Every day.
Every day. Girls wear hair faster to finish that answer you started. Don't forget to finish it. Next 2. Taking regular baths or showers is good personal what?
Habit.
There's a specific term here. Students watching? Hygiene. No points. Next 2. What should you drink lots of if you have a cold?
Fluids.
Tie. New question. When you're sick, you should get plenty of what?
Rest.
Girls. Next 2. Some things about our teeth. Which type of teeth bite and cut?
Molars.
No. Students watching. Those would be your incisors. Next 2. What teeth have 1 point and tear your food? 1 point. Students watching?
Cuspids.
Cuspids. No points though. Time was up. Next 2. Which teeth have 2 points and tear and crush your food?
Bicuspids.
Boys. Good. Next 2. Which teeth grind your food?
Molars.
Tie. New question. What are baby teeth called?
Primary teeth.
Boys have it. Next 2. What are adult teeth called?
Permanent teeth.
Girls have it. Next 2. What are the small holes in your teeth caused by sugars and acids in your mouth?
Cavities.
Boys. Next 2. Last question. What is the sticky film of harmful germs that forms on your teeth?
Plaque.
Plaque. Boys have it. Well done, girls. You may walk to your seat. Let's take a look. And the boys just scored their second point with that correct answer. Boys, you may return to your seat. Scorekeepers, well done. Thank you. You can return to your seats as well. And the boys team are the winners. So boys, you may give yourself a pat on the back, but that was a close competition. Students watching, how many of those did you get correct? I like how you're remembering the things we've been learning so far. Now let's open in our books to page 71. Our readers can come to be ready to read for us. We've been talking about good personal hygiene. We've been talking about how to take care of our hair, how to take care of our teeth, and being able to practice having good personal hygiene with our bodies. That's a good thing to do. We're going to talk about a couple more specific areas with our eyes and with our ears. Starting on page 71, Cadence, begin for us.
Your eyes. The skin that protects your eyes needs to be washed every day. Close your eyes, but not too tightly. Then gently wash around your eyes using a washcloth, soap, and warm water. This will prevent styes or sores from forming on the edges of your eyelids. Be sure you wash the corner of your eyes too. Because your eyes grow and change, you should have regular eye examinations to see if you need glasses. Signs of eye trouble include squinting to see, holding books or handheld devices close to your eyes, and being bothered by bright light.
Great expression. Now let's pause. So our skin that protects our eyes needs to be washed how often? Students watching? Jackson?
All the time.
Yes, and specifically every what, Dev?
Day.
Every day, right. Tell me a sign of eye trouble. Students watching? Asa.
You might get eye trouble if you look at very bright light?
Yes, so if bright light bothers you, that's a sign that you could have eye trouble. Squinting, having to hold things very close to your eyes is a sign that you might need to get your eyes checked out. Let's continue reading about that doctor who checks our eyes out. Continue, Adriana.
If you have one or more of the signs of poor eyesight, you may need to have your eyes examined by an optometrist, a doctor who examines eyes. However, it is better to have regular examinations every year or two than to wait until a problem is noticed. If poor vision is not discovered early, it can cause you to fall behind in your schoolwork. Not discovering a problem early may also cause permanent damage to your vision.
Very smooth. Pause. What do we call a doctor who examines your eyes, students watching? Morgan.
Optometrist.
Yes. So you want to make sure that you visit the optometrist if you notice a sign of struggling to see or poor eyesight. He'll be able to help you correct that. And getting that corrected quickly and efficiently is a good thing. That way it'll prevent that problem from becoming worse or other symptoms from developing. So getting your eyes checked by an optometrist if you see these problems develop is a good thing. Let's read about how to take care of our ears. Continue, Arthur.
Your ears. God designed your ears to take care of themselves. However, if an earache does not improve after a couple of days, your parents will probably take you to a doctor. When you go to the doctor for your regular checkup, he may decide to remove wax from your ears. Only a doctor should do this. If you stick anything in your ears, you could puncture or damage your eardrum, causing pain and hearing loss.
Good accuracy. Let's pause. What could happen if you put something watching and deaf?
It can cause pain and hearing loss.
Exactly, especially if that eardrum were damaged. So you want to be very careful with cleaning your ears, with making sure that things stay away from your ears and never putting anything into them. If you do need to have them checked out, go to the doctor. The doctor can check your ears out and help those problems be corrected as needed. So these are some things that we can do at home to take care of our bodies. What are some things that we should be doing around others? Let's continue on our next page, health habits in public. Carly.
Health habits in public. Everyone likes to go to the park to play or to the store for new clothes. When you go to public places, you may come in contact with many germs. In a place where many people touch the same things, germs can easily spread. It is important for you to know how to protect yourself against these germs.
Very smooth, Tyra.
When you are in public, touch only the things you need to. For example, if you are buying something, it is not necessary for you to lean against or touch the counter. If you simply stand beside it, you will be less likely to pick up any germs from it. The same goes for walls and handrails.
Good.
If you do not need to touch them, do not. If you need to hold the handrail for safety, you can always sanitize your hands later. Sometimes there are things that you cannot avoid touching. If you are diligent to wash your hands, you should be fine.
Way to sound those words out. Well done. So there are many places that we enjoy visiting, but we always have to keep in mind that many of those things that a lot of people touch could have germs on them. Tell me some of the things that could have germs on them that are out in public places. Morgan?
A handrail?
Yes, a handrail. So you want to make sure that you sanitize your hands after using that handrail. What is something else that could have germs on it, Cadence?
Like a counter?
Yes, a counter at a store. So don't lean on the counter. Take a step back and make sure that if you do need to touch it, just remember to wash your hands after touching something like that. Take out a pencil. Let's think about it, health habits. We're going to list some healthy habits that we can have in public. We've talked about a couple here. So remembering that handrails have germs on them, so washing our hands after using those handrails. That could have been used by several people. Same thing about counters, making sure that we're not leaning on things or touching extra things more than is necessary. You see a picture of that at the top. There's an ice cream counter there, and there's a girl who's leaning on the counter, and then there's a girl who's not leaning on the counter. The girl who is leaning on the counter is touching many germs that are not necessary for her to touch. So staying back, she can point or tell the person behind the counter what she needs. There's a couple other places that you may like to go that could have germs on them. I'm thinking of a place that you enjoy doing several fun activities. What place might that be, students watching? And Jackson?
The arcade.
Yes, so a place where there's all kinds of different games, or the playground. So those things are fun to enjoy, but remembering that many of those areas could have lots of germs on them, that's a good thing to remember so that you can go home and make sure you're washing your clothes and your hands, making sure that you remove those germs. So you can list a couple of those things about practicing those health safety habits in public to prevent your body from getting extra germs into them. Now let's take a look at the next page. So pencils down and continue reading for us. Aiden, what are your favorite places?
What are your favorite places to visit in your town? The library, the zoo? As long as you are aware of the healthy habits you should have in public, there is no need to worry about harmful germs. Be sure to wash your hands before you eat or as soon as you get home. Do your best to take care of the body God has given you.
Very smooth. Let's pause. So you see a picture or pictures of a couple of these places. The library. Give me a big smile if you enjoy the library. I know I love the library, and at your age, I loved it even more. It's a fun place to be, but just remember that you need to wash your hands even after going to the library. There you see a picture of a couple of giraffes. How many of you enjoy going to the zoo? Give me a big smile. Oh, I see some students watching who enjoy the zoo. That could be a fun place to visit, and many people do visit that place as well. So remember, when you come home from those places, wash your hands thoroughly, wash your hands well. If you do your best and you practice those good, healthy habits and you're practical and you think about it, you don't really need to do a lot of extra worrying about extra germs. Just remember to think carefully and then do your best to keep your body healthy and clean. Take out that pencil again. Let's look at number 1. Your baby teeth are also called your what teeth? Students watching. And Madison.
Primary?
Yes, primary. Well done. Number 2, your adult teeth are also called your what teeth? Cadence?
Permanent?
Permanent. Good. Number 3, small holes in your teeth are what? Carly?
Cavities?
Cavities, right. Number 4, what is the sticky film that forms on and between your teeth? Morgan?
Plaque.
Plaque. Well done. Number 5, if you stick anything in your ear, you could possibly damage your what, Adriana?
Eardrum.
Eardrum, right. Number 6, to protect yourself from what, you should wash your hands before you eat. Jimmy? Germs. Well done. Go ahead and close your book and then keep your pencil out. Take out your worksheet. Let's look at our worksheet together. So our worksheet here at the top shows us that we're going to label a couple of things. We can choose the correct word from the box below and write the name of the types of teeth in the blank. Our answers will be used more than once. So you're thinking here there's a bottom and a top part of our mouth here that we can see with our teeth. So your choices there at the bottom: bicuspid, cuspid, incisor, and molar. So let's think about these teeth together. That top part, Emily lights for us. At the front, those bite and cut into our food, what are those? Dev?
Incisors?
Yeah, so you can label the top set of teeth, those incisors, and the bottom set of teeth, those incisors as well. Now the next one, beside the incisors, those have one point and tear our food. What are those, Emily?
Cuspid.
Cuspid. So label the cuspid at the top and the cuspid at the bottom. Now let's look beside the cuspid. This next tooth has 2 points, tears and crushes your food. What one is that one, Kaden?
Molars?
No, not quite. They're before the molars.
Bicuspid?
Yes, bi means two, so think 2 points, bicuspid. And there are two of them. You see that bracket together, so you can label the bicuspid group at the top and the bicuspid group at the bottom. Now, beside the bicuspid, we have a tooth that grinds our food. What tooth is that, Amaya?
Molar?
Yes, the molars. So label your molars. You see 3 of them at the top group and then 3 of them labeled for you or shown for you there at the bottom. So label both groups, the molars. Now let's look at the next section, fill in the blank. We'll write the correct answer in the blank. Number 1, what teeth are called our baby teeth, Jackson? Help him out.
Primary teeth?
Yes, it is the primary teeth, or another name for baby teeth are primary teeth. Number 2, blank teeth are the adult teeth. Una?
Permanent?
Permanent is right. Number 3, the sticky film that builds up on teeth is what, students watching? Deaf.
Plaque?
Plaque. Plaque is the spelling for plaque. Number 4, a hole in the tooth is a what, Presley?
Cavity?
A cavity. Go ahead and take this worksheet, set it underneath your desk or to this side. We're going to finish this in our next lesson once we've learned a little bit more about our first aid procedures. At this time, we're going to have Tyra come help us with a demonstration here. We have a cup that has been sitting out. It has some oil on it. It has some dirt on it. Some germs have been collecting on it. It needs to be cleaned. Tyra is going to spend a few seconds washing this cup in this water right here. So Tyra, you can go ahead and just wash our cup for a few seconds. Now, this water is about room temperature water and a little bit chilly. This water over here is a little bit warmer, and I'm going to add some soap, and we'll see which water can clean our cup better in just a few seconds. All right, Tyra, will you go ahead and lift our cup out for us? We'll let that come off there, and you can see it's still very fuzzy. There's still some things collecting on it. You can see it's not very clean. So let's switch our water groups here, and Tyra, you can try washing that with our warm soapy water, and we'll take a look at that again in a few seconds to see how well that goes. Now, from our lessons that we've learned so far in health, what do we call the small holes in our teeth caused by sugars and acids in your mouth? Morgan?
Plaque?
Okay, this happens as a result. Yes, the cavities are what forms those small holes. Now, that sticky film is that plaque, and if it's allowed to stay there, could end up turning or causing a cavity in our teeth. What do we call a doctor who examines our eyes? Jimmy?
Geometrist?
Say it louder.
Geometrist?
You're very close. Help them out. Students watching? Dev?
Thermometrist?
You're close. The beginning does start with the letters OP. Help them out. Madison?
The eye doctor?
Okay, the eye doctor, and what is the name for that, Cadence?
Optometrist?
Yes, the optometrist. Well done. What could you damage by sticking things into your ears, Presley? Eardrum. Washing your hands before you eat will prevent what, Caden?
Germs?
Germs. Fantastic. Now, let's take a look at this cup that Tyra's been working on, and it looks like it's still a little bit cloudy, but we've been able to get a lot of those dust particles off, and it feels a little bit smoother. Does it feel cleaner, Tyra? Yes, it does. Well done. Thank you for helping us out. There you go. And thank you for being our helper here at the front. So between the two types of water, the cold water or the warm soapy water, which one ended up cleaning better, Una?
The warm soapy water?
Yes, the warm soapy water. So what do you think that's important to remember when you need to clean your body, Morgan?
Always clean your body with soap and water.
Yes, that warm soapy water is a good thing to remember to clean our bodies with. Now smile when you remember the answer to these questions. When we have meats that are going to be stored or kept for longer than just a couple of days, where should we store them, students watching? And Dev?
In the freezer.
Yes, in the freezer. If it's just a couple of days, then we can keep them in the refrigerator, but longer than that, we need to place them into the freezer. For proper food storage, the fridge temperature should be between what degrees Fahrenheit? Students watching? And Anna?
0?
Not quite, if we're thinking refrigerator.
40, from 35 to 40.
Yes, 35 to 40. So we're not quite to the freezing temperature, but very chilly. 35 degrees to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. You should not eat food that has been left out longer than how many hours? Josh?
6.
Not quite. Asa?
2.
2, a little bit less than that. How many, Josh?
2.
Good. What live and multiply at room temperature, Presley?
Germs.
Yes, so that is why it's so important to be aware of keeping things clean. How often should you shower in hot weather, Adriana?
Each day.
Yes, each and every day. Taking regular baths or showers is practicing good personal what, Aiden? Dev?
Hygiene.
Hygiene. What is it, Aiden?
Hygiene.
Yes, if you do happen to get sick, what is something that you could do to help your body become well again? Students watching? And Kathleen?
Drink lots of fluid.
Exactly, and we'll pick up learning more about first aid in our next lesson. For homework, you're going to be reading pages 68 through 70. Pages 68 through 70, and you'll want to remember that in lesson 144, we'll be taking our next test. So those pages will help you in preparation for our next test in lesson 144.